What's good, y'all? Listen, in a friendship, there has to be a certain level of respect. There has to be a certain level of accountability. There has to be a certain level of understanding, a certain level of just giving a fuck, right? When you're friends with somebody, when you're genuinely someone's friend, you care about them, you care about their feelings, you care about how you move in their life. You don't ever want to hurt your friend. Even though there may be times where, because we human, there may be times where you may happen to hurt their feelings or say something that you shouldn't have said and all that. A friendship has similar characteristics of a romantic relationship in a way. You know what I'm saying? If you're friends with somebody, you should be able to have tough conversations. You should be able to have a conversation to not be so pressed to respond, but to listen and understand where your friend is coming from. You should be able to take accountability when it's called for. You should be able to apologize without being asked for an apology. You see what I'm saying? Because you give a fuck that much. You care about your friend so much that you know that you were wrong. You see what I'm saying? And the friendship, it's hard to find friends out here. It's hard to find genuine friends. And it's a lot of people out here that be like, oh, they got all these friends. I can count on two hands, about 1.5 hands, no more than 2 hands, how many people I consider a real friend. And those people rock with me. Those people are there for me when I need them. Those people listen. They take accountability. They apologize. That's why they're a part of my circle. You feel me? I don't just call anybody a friend. I don't just because we had a good conversation or we might have a good vibe, they don't make you my friend. For me to even call a motherfucker my friend says a lot. You know what I'm saying? You have to be mindful of who you call a friend. A friend is damn near just as important as a sister or a brother. You know what I'm saying? A cousin. I got some of my friends, we call each other cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we that cool. But in a friendship, if you really care and love your friend and have love for your friend, you're going to be mindful of how you move with that person. And you're going to listen. And you're going to take accountability if need be. You're going to be able to have those tough conversations. Don't have to be no arguing. Don't have to be no putting each other down. You see what I'm saying? But that friendship is important. Building that friendship, even before you get into a romantic relationship with a motherfucker, that building that friendship as part of that foundation is important. Because that's what's going to help y'all get through shit when you go through shit. You know what I'm saying? Because friends handle each other different. Real friends. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be no cussing nobody out, calling nobody out their name. And because I'm your friend, I care about you. I'm going to handle you a certain way. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be friends with people who won't clap for you when you succeed in life. Who won't hear you out when you feel like you need to vent about them. Who won't take accountability when it's called for. You see what I'm saying? Who refuses to acknowledge your growth. In the friendship, if I'm growing and you're growing, we're both growing, we both going through our experiences in life. The last thing we need is for any of us to be negative. You may not understand my growth fully. I may not understand yours. But the last thing we need is to be coming at each other or moving with each other like you would the old us. You see what I'm saying? I need you to go with the flow. Go with the flow of the friendship. Go with the flow of things. Look at me for who I became. You see what I'm saying? That's what I love about my friendship with the people I'm friends with. There's no questioning. We literally go with the flow of each other. I don't care what it is that my friend plan on doing with their life. They can say they want to become the president of the United States. They can say they want to become a stripper. They can say they want to do whatever. And I'll be like, okay, like, let's go. Like, let's do it. There's no negativity. There's no questioning. There's no putting a motherfucker down. There's none of that. I'm going to go with the flow of your life because you my friend. You my homie. You see what I'm saying? You come to me, we got a problem, or we have a potential problem, we're going to talk about it. Y'all have to be mindful of who you call a friend. And you got to understand that sometimes you may start off being friends with a motherfucker, but because of life, and life be lifing and people be evolving, they might switch up on you. Whole time you holding on to y'all friendship or what you thought was a friendship. It may have started off as a friendship, but you don't even realize you holding on to that so much that you don't even realize that they done fell back from you. You don't even realize that they're no longer your friend. And you don't realize it because sometimes them people still stick around. They'll still break bread with you. They'll still be in your face. Y'all still hang out from time to time. And it'll feel like nothing's changed. You don't see this. You don't see the switch up. You don't see that change. And they don't tell you shit. You see what I'm saying? A real friendship, you're going to be there for each other. You're going to be mindful of how you move. I'm not talking about walking on eggshells, but you're going to respect your friend. If you know they don't like something or like a certain thing, if you know not to push certain buttons, you're not going to do that. You're not going to move with them any kind of way. You're going to give a fuck about how they feel. You're going to take accountability if need be. You're going to listen to truly understand. You're going to treat them the way you want to be treated. Y'all going to clap for each other. You're going to give each other advice. You're going to help each other grow. You're going to love them and care for them unconditionally. That's what the friendship is about. That's what it's about. You're not going to be friends with a person and feel like they're against you in any kind of way. And if you're feeling like that, you need to take the time to really evaluate what you got going on with that person. Because some motherfuckers, they'll stick around for the benefit of you. You see what I'm saying? Like a monitoring spirit. They may have been your friend at one point, but then out of nowhere, they become this monitoring spirit. You see what I'm saying? And it sucks. That shit. And I know what it's like. Be friends with a motherfucker and then one day things are just different. They're just completely different. And it hurts. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be mindful of that shit. And if you having those feelings about your friend and you feeling like things are different or there's some type of switch up, have a conversation with them. Because you should be able to. Have a conversation with them. And if you can't have that conversation, if you go to have that conversation and they're being dismissive, you can't be dismissive and call yourself really hearing your friend out. You see what I'm saying? You can't sit there and if they're coming to you and they're like, you're hurting me, or what you doing, I'm not feeling this, or you know what I'm saying, and you're dismissing how they're feeling, or you trying to make it seem like they tripping when they not, because they feel like that for a reason. And you can't take the accountability to check yourself or really reevaluate yourself and be like, damn, maybe I am making them feel like this. Then you're not a real friend. You're not a real friend. Be mindful of those who you call a friend.